I'm Donny, by the way.
Yeah, I'm
the
Jordyn.
owner of Elevate Yourself, which is like a YouTube channel.
Sweet.
But I've been following you, for a while from Tokyo and now here. First question, how are you feeling? I didn't realize you were injured.
Oh yeah.
Because to me, I'm also a personal trainer and volleyball coach, and so I'm very big on injury prevention.
Yeah.
And prehab and rehab. And so I think it'd be all great for the fans to kind of know how to navigate that physically and psychologically. I mean, it's so complex.
Yeah, I tore my ACL, MCL, PCL, and meniscus in my knee in December of 2022, and was out for over a year, just rehabbing, getting back. And I don't know. I think for me, knowing pretty early what the damage was in the knee, you either have two options. You either say, okay, what do I have in my control in this moment? And then you kind of adapt that mindset every day, and then slowly over time you make progress. But I think people get in trouble with injuries once they start looking too far ahead of the timeline or put expectations on what mile markers you should be meeting and when. Everyone's body's different, and the resources and just access to good trainers and whatnot is very different and very case to case. So I feel really fortunate that I was able to be in Anaheim with our national team staff, our national team trainer, and our strength coach. Were working with me every day, and I know a lot of people, especially young athletes, don't have access to things like that. So for me, it was what do I have control over, and those little things, or especially early on in the process, are tedious and monotonous, but I think they are so imperative and are not to be overlooked, and that would be my biggest piece of advice.
Yeah, no, that's a great mindset of just one day at a time, one moment at a time. And don't already think about the next Olympics.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of like playing sports, right? You try to look within the play and within the point and not look too far ahead in a set or a match. And hopefully a lot of good compiled on one another.
Yeah, being present.
Yes.
Reminds me of my conversation with Reed Pretty. I don't know if you know, if you had a chance to talk to him, but like being on the rise in his performance and then, messing up his knee and then how to reorganize your mindset to get back to where you were, or even if that's even an expectation, right? Trying to I want to get back to where I was, but maybe you don't have to, or maybe it'll be a new you.
Totally. That's kind of what I thought. I was never trying to get back to a former version of myself. And I think you limit yourself once you start trying to compare or put those expectations, like I said, on yourself. And it feels more fun to be able to create anew and be able to build throughout your career than it is to try to live up to a former version of yourself.
Yeah, that's very well said. Does it feel different? Like did you feel like you had to retrain your body how to set differently? Because a lot of the power starts at the feet, through the legs, core, then through the hands. Especially the elasticity, like the little recoil. So much power comes from the arch of our foot, then the knee. So how has that been do you feel like you're having to relearn setting in a completely different way, or is it just a slower process of returning back to where you were?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I had to relearn in a way that was changing how I'm setting now, but for sure, so much of what I use as a setter is my jump set and taking the ball at a pretty high point. And so when you're trying to retrain your body how to jump in general or even move in space, it felt really clunky and was pretty frustrating because your brain knows what it felt like, and so then when your body, for the first time in your life, when your body can't do what you're expecting of it, it's a little bit dissonant to just anything you've experienced as an athlete. So a lot of patience with that, and kind of starting with the training wheels back on.
Okay. And I also know that you and Jordyn have been spending some time, the other Jordyn, Jordyn Larson, and seeing some unique chemistry where she sent a free ball and you set her back. Was that an intentional?
Jordyn Larson never hits overpasses,
okay.
I'll let her explain why she doesn't do that. But yes, I've learned to expect that she's gonna set that ball instead of try to take it.
I thought that was some fun play you guys conjured during your training time.
I wish that it was that cool, but no, she gave it to me, and I'm like, hey, well, you take it back.
So next segment is kind of more of a technical focus. A lot of my channels focused on volleyball tutorials. So what are the top 3 things you try to focus on as a setter? It could be strategic, it could be technical.
Yeah, I think for us, a big one is prep and serve receive. And getting stopped and prepped allows you to then be able to make the read off of your passer's platform and make footwork's huge, and so being able to get to the ball in the most efficient way possible, trying not to have a lot of negative steps, and really be able to maximize each athlete's physicality or ability. For me, we talk a lot about high to high, so taking the ball in a high neutral place and finishing high is huge for me.
Okay. Yeah. And I noticed that even though you're pretty tall and you jump well, you still keep your elbows bent for a little bit of the follow through. Is that something that you've just naturally comes, or is that something you constantly try to do?
I think it's situationally dependent. I had a lot of different coaches teach a lot of different ways to set, and so I feel like I've got a pretty good toolkit of what each situation kind of needs.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Second question for the technical aspect. I noticed that even though you're a taller setter, you actually don't dump a lot. And so that's usually what people expect, like, oh, she's going to be tall, she's going to attack a lot.
Yeah.
What's your general, I guess, setting style in terms of being an offensive setter, or do you like to be more deceptive, or do you like to be more offensive?
Well, I think a lot of blockers actually do jump with me on tight balls, so it's easy to pop it out to an attacker and get them in a good situation one-on-one. I would agree with you. I'm not the most offensive setter, but I do get a lot of people to bite with me, and so it makes my job a little more fun. Get a little bait and hook. So
yeah, that's cool. Maybe it's the shorter setters that try to overcompensate.
I don't know. I've seen taller physical setters be successful, and smaller ones. So it's not really my MO, but maybe it could develop into being.
Okay, yeah, you never know. Could develop that left-handed spike.
Yeah, no, I don't know about a left-handed spike. I'll leave that to Micah, but.
One thing I feel like the new evolution of even right-handed setters, waiting for free balls like a couple feet off the net to go for a two-step before. Is that something you think about?
No, period. No, that I'm more focused on maximizing my attackers in offense. But it's not to say that it doesn't work, and also baiting people to bite. Yeah. But for me, I don't have a great shoulder, so it wouldn't be as effective for me.
Very fair. You're playing to your strengths.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I noticed you're wearing Mizunos.
Yes.
I haven't seen those before. What models are those, and why do you choose to play with them?
You want me to be completely honest?
Sure, yeah.
Well, we were told to wear Mizuno because they are our sponsor.
Sponsors. Okay,
so,
no, that's fair.
But I like a good white pair of sneakers.
Okay, what do you like about white color?
I don't know, I think it just is something that is versatile in any outfit, and I appreciate the clean look.
Yes, I think white shoes with white socks with white knee pads looks sick.
Yes, me too.
That's pretty cool.
Me too.
Okay. Yeah, and as a setter, like, compared to other shoes, just curious what your experience is like versus Adidas, Nike. Like, how would you compare the different experiences as a setter? Because most people think about shoes for the barrel or a hitter, lots of jumping, agility, but I feel like setting shoes or setting preference shoes are kind of like a forgotten category.
Yeah, I appreciate something that's lighter but has a lot of lateral support, almost similar to kind of how a tennis shoe is built. So I wear the Nike Hyperace 2s. They're nice and clean and white, and have a nice base that allows for some really good lateral stability.
Yeah, I would say that shoe is just very solid.
Yeah.
Some shoes make you feel really springy.
Yeah.
Some shoes stick your foot to the floor, which sometimes can trip you up.
Yeah.
But I feel like that gives just enough give to like, my body does what I want it to do.
Yep.
So that's cool. I think that's a great choice.
It's been really consistent for me. I think I've worn them for the last 4 years.
Yeah. Was that from college or just through your pro season?
No, in college I wore the Nike Hyper Attacks.
Okay.
Maybe the white version of whatever that shoe was, and I loved them, and then they stopped making them.
Yes.
And then kind of dabbled with some basketball shoes and different shoes in my first couple seasons overseas, and then they came out with the Hyperace 2s, and I've been
kind of stuck with them.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's
the
Nike
Hyper Attacks were, essentially they were the Kobe 5 and Kobe 6 shoes that they remodeled. And they just, when things do go really well, they just stop it, which was,
I know.
Love that,
Well, I've even looked online to see if I could get them off eBay. And I've seen a couple pairs going for like $800. So
I have 2 more. I bought 6 of them.
All right,
and I'm very careful when. But I only got 2 more because I bought those 6 of them 8 years ago.
Did you get them in white?
Yes, I have white, I have black, and then whatever color they have left. I'm not a fan of like the brown-black combo. Yeah. But I had to buy those because those were the only ones left.
Nice.
So, what size shoe do you wear?
I'm a men's 10.5.
I'm an 11. So. I don't have it.
I'm just kidding.
But if I'm in the neighborhood, I could let you borrow the pair.
Awesome.
I feel like that shoe was the best combination of lateral support. It's a low top, so your ankle felt very free. It was light and had good shock absorption. Because usually when shoes are too light, you feel the impact. When shoes are too cushy, you can't move.
Yeah, and I liked that they were the total like leather. You know, they didn't have the mesh top, which is my only kind of thing that I would change maybe about the Hyperace 2s.
Okay.
But
so you like more of a you like it more like a thicker material.
yeah, I like that. I like
just
that
push
it's
into
more.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah, that makes sense. You don't like your pinky toe like ripping through the edge? Yeah, me either.
No. And I think for me, something about being on the right side of the court, I like that side of my shoe kind of drags on the floor sometimes, and so it kind of wears through on the side a little bit for me.
Well, that makes sense. If you're swing blocking from left right, you're experiencing most of the angular force against the outside edge.
Yeah, or like digging, just cutting things off this way.
Always,
sometimes the
the
top of the shoe will snag on the floor.
They should make a setter shoe where the right shoe is just a little bit more rubbery on the outside.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. There's your $1 million idea right there.
2 more questions. What is your favorite pre-game meal? And at what time do you eat it?
Ooh. I don't know that I have anything consistent. I think a sandwich provides a nice balance of carbs, fats, and protein.
What kind of sandwich? The fans want to know.
The fans want to know. Well, I think it varies. Sometimes it's a PBJ, sometimes it's a tuna sandwich with some avocado.
Okay.
Actually, that's probably the most.
Tuna sandwich, avocado.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's very high protein.
Yep.
And then with if you would put mayonnaise.
I actually, if I don't have an avocado, mayo for sure.
Okay.
But I sometimes I'll just smash the avocado in with the tuna. Throw it on some
to
bread.
bind it.
Yeah,
Okay, that's smart. I'm gonna try
really
that.
good. Yeah. I don't like to eat any closer to the match than 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I definitely consume some caffeine, whether it's coffee or I drink these cherry carbonated beverages called Bing.
Bing. Okay.
Yeah, I
I'll have to
really
check
like
that
those.
out.
Yeah.
So you get your sandwich with or without chips.
No chips. Not before a game.
Okay. So you feel like that gives you energy, but not too heavy.
Yep.
And then at what point do you drink the caffeinated drink?
Usually on the bus on the way to the match or in the locker room pre-game.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Last question. Who's your favorite volleyball player?
My favorite volleyball player of all time has got to be Missy May.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she came
was
back.
Setter. She was a setter, and I didn't watch her when she was still indoor and setting, but the videos that I've seen, she looked like she was fun to watch.
Yeah, she's pretty gnarly. Yeah. I mean, especially at her height, for the longevity.
Yeah.
And then after her knee injury too, very impressive.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. Well, thanks so much for taking the time.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Good luck with the rest of VNL.
Appreciate it.